It is time.
Hey guys, you're watching Galaxy Jams Reacts. I'm here with special guest Gabriel Marin from Consider the Source, and today we're going to be listening to Thundercat, a well-known bass player that's played with many, many different people. He also was recently in the Book of Boba Fett as in a mod artist, so that's cool that he was in Star Wars. This is taken from their... Cool. Yep, this is taken from their NPR Music Tiny Desk concert from 2017, and this is Thundercat with his song, Them Changes. I always love the effects that he puts on his basses. It's unique.
That bass is pretty sick.
Yeah, it's great organ. Yeah, I wonder if he's smaller, that's a huge bass.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell sometimes. But that's cool.
Oh, this song I think he did with Ariana Grande also.
It's funny, I've never listened to Thundercat much, but every time I saw Them Changes, I thought it was the Jimi Hendrix song called, Them Changes.
Oh, right.
So I didn't know that you could just, take a song that's a classic name and do a song of the same name.
You can when you're Thundercat.
I guess Incubus did it with Wish You Were Here, too. So... So this is very far outside of the realm of the music that I ever listened to. So this is interesting to hear. I've never listened to Thundercat. It's a name that I've known, but
yeah, he's like a funk pop icon.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's cool that you have an instrumentalist that people know about. That's so rare.
Like Mono
It's always
Neon.
normal if they can sing. Yeah, normally if you can sing. When Mono Neon is cool because we're 6 Degrees. Both me and him are students of a guitar player named Dave Buzinski from the Screaming Headless Torsos and Keith. We both studied from him. He was a big influence on both of us.
Yeah,
so that's
I know
cool
he's played a lot with Mono Neon. He also used to be in the band Suicidal Tendencies, which is like an LA
which is so
band.
far out. Yeah, of course I know.
So it's so crazy that he's playing in that kind of a band, and then he's making this type of music. It's pretty unbelievable.
Well, I heard that the guitar player in Suicidal Tendencies was like a very serious jazz guitar player too. He just happened to play in Suicidal Tendencies, but was a serious jazz musician too. So
I feel like that's what happens with like a lot of guys like that, because they can be a student of a certain style, but maybe it's like if you're like the best sushi chef in the world, you know what I mean, but still you like going to eat at Waffle House. You know what I mean?
And it also makes sense. It's like metal is such a rigid style. You don't improvise. You have everything planned out. Metal guys never change their solos, and everything is so rigid. So it's a very technical kind of music. So it makes sense that you'd want something to let loose a bit.
Yeah, it's some people when they make it, it's either like they go more towards fan service or they go towards like what like they really want to do, And I feel like you see bands like they'll come out with an album that's really, really, really popular, and then it's like, do you either A, double down and try and like refine that sound that you did before, or B, do you like, oh, I'm done with this, like I just want to go to the next thing, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's
think of
the Beatles.
Oh yeah,
definitely. That's a great point. Ooh,
clean. That's nasty.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's why he's able to fit those sorts of run into a thing that's still very smooth with vocals and stuff.
Like that. Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. I like the cool textural stuff the violin player is doing. It's it's interesting to have like a lineup.
Yeah, and the drummer's so in the background, but it's really hard to do that as a drummer.
I mean, you touch a snare drum and it's louder than any other instrument on stage. So it's
exactly.
It's hard to control it. That's nice.
Yeah, I love the sound that he's getting out of that bass. It's pretty sweet.
It's a
But
nice
how do you
groove too.
play? How do you play in a hoodie without sweating, man? I just
Look at that
How
big
do you-
pickup. That's like a bunch of
It's not-
pickups all next to each other.
it's two pickups. It's two pickups and then something called a ramp in between that a lot of bass players use, so your fingers can't dig in. So
Right.
it allows you to play a lot faster.
Oh.
I believe Matthew Garrison, he's a famous bass player. He's Jimmy Garrison, who's from Coltrane's band's son. He's the guy that kind of popularized having this sort of ramp. It's a Berkeley bass players do it a lot.
Dude, he
It's
is
like a big
shredding his ass off
Yeah.
right now. God damn. Dude, that was
Yeah.
so that right there is why he's well known, like right there.
I mean, the whole thing. The whole reason is he can shred and play go back and forth from shredding to the musicality. That's very difficult. You know, a lot of guys can shred the whole time, but
Right.
like being able to, play a very songish like this and
Right.
then intersperse those rounds is pretty cool. He's very like effortless technique. He's not playing hard to play fast.
You're right. He's just talking, you know,
Yeah,
and like with his instrument.
it's really clean. That's and I think does this count as neo soul? Would this be neo soul music?
Definitely.
And that's the thing. Every time I hear neo soul, I'm always struck by how just like it's so clean.
And I'd like that you pointed out being able to bring it back from, going off the rails and shredding to having something that you land on. And I feel like that's something that Consider the Source does really well. I mean, you guys really go towards every boundary, but you're able to really, I always notice, snap back into, this, groove that you're going from like, oh my God, he's like shredding his ass off to like, wham, they're going into like an actual song that you can latch on to and stuff like that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Because we like to write songs, and then we have improvisational chunks. But the songs are songs. You can like you can sing our songs.
Right.
Even though they're instrumental, and then the improvisational parts are as out and intense as we can get, and then we'll come back to like the songland afterwards.
Yeah, and I feel like especially like when I play, I feel like I have a problem when I'm playing drums, like doing like being more so self-indulgent at the expense of the music actually sounding closer to what I want, because maybe something I'm playing that feels good doesn't necessarily mean it sounds good, and I feel like it's some artists, they're having an issue, like having that fine line between like, playing something that it feels good to them and they want it, but maybe that's not like what the best version of that vision can be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's the thing about being improvisational. Sometimes it sucks.
Well, but that's the beauty behind it.
That's it.
The beauty
Exactly,
behind it.
but sometimes you play a song and you're like, that wasn't a great one. That did not land.
But sometimes you play it and it's like astonishing,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's why people like improv so much, and that's like it's like a long-term payoff type of deal, right?
But it requires from the listener too. Like,
Right.
that's why like improvisational music is so far from the mainstream, because like you got it. There may be a couple seconds where it's not great and it builds to something. You got to be in there for the journey of that. Whereas like most, pop music is it's all sugar. It's just all good tasting the whole time.
Right.
It's just joke. It's like a comedy that it's just jokes the whole time. There's no setup.
Yeah,
That's what pop or a lot
it's
of
just
electronic music is.
one-liners.
It's just payoff. Yeah, payoff the whole time.
One-liners as
anything else.
opposed to like a whole narrative,
Right.
and
Right, exactly.
some people
Yeah.
like sticking around for the whole narrative. Some people want to see Jerry Seinfeld, say three sentences and then get out of there.
But he built but he could build a good one. Seinfeld was, he's high level. He's a high level stand-up
Definitely.
comedian. People don't give him credit for that, but he's, he's the top of that.
I think that Seinfeld and Curb Your Enthusiasm are like some of my favorite programs on
We agree.
television.
We much agree on this.
Oh yeah! All
Yeah,
right,
he's
why
one
don't
of
we
the best, definitely.
why don't we go to
We have a few Curb Your Enthusiasm song names in Consider the Source. We have a
oh
few.
hell yeah!
We have a Clash of Faces is from Curb. We had a song called "A Little Too Saucy" back in the day. That's from Curb. I know I'm forgetting some really clutch ones. Good Point, Wandering Bear. That's also from Curb. And I know I'm forgetting more, so that's at least three. So
Oh,
that's
that
a lot.
big! Wow. Awesome.
That's a great place to go for song names.
Yeah, really.
I like that. Episode names of
Yeah, or if
TV
you're a
shows.
metal band, you just go to like The Walking Dead and look up their episode names, and
Right.
it's like everyone dies.
Or Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
If you're in a metal band, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, definitely.
Like we're the most like intense, evil, satanic black metal bands from Sweden. The guys are still named after a character from the Tolkien book. It's like not really that scary, dude. You
It's
know?
so funny. You're right. He was
Soren's
he was the
Eye.
original black metal,
Right.
band.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this is Mike with Galaxy Jams Reacts. Thanks for watching that React video. If you want us to listen to your favorite song, be sure to message us on Facebook. We may include it in our next video. We also do a live improv jam stream. Be sure to check out the schedule on our socials of when we're going to stream next. And if you want to hear what we sound like, just give us 30 seconds.